is what is loving coming from it or not. So what I would do if I was reading the Bible, and I read the Bible quite frequently still, and in the first century I read what, you know, most people would believe to be the Bible nowadays, you know, the Old Testament and the prophets, and this is what I did when I read it. I look at it and I ask myself the question, is this concept loving? Just a simple question. Is this concept loving? And is this concept loving, or is this a concept of anger, a concept of wrath, a concept of rage, violence? Which one is it? Because if it's a loving concept, then I can accept it. If it's an unloving concept, then I must reject it. If I'm ever going to be a peaceful person myself, and a person living in harmony with love myself, then I must reject it. And I believe that if we looked at the Bible or any other holy book, you know, because this applies to the Quran and any other holy books on the planet, the same principle applies. If the principle being explained is loving, then let's retain the principle. If the principle being explained is unloving and wrathful, violent, then let's get rid of it, because it doesn't belong. It doesn't belong in our concept of God, and it doesn't belong in a peaceful, loving environment on the planet. It doesn't belong in international relations. It doesn't belong in our relationships with our friends, and it doesn't belong even in our relationships with our partner or with any other thing that we may live our life. If it's a concept that is wrathful, violent, you know, and enraged and punishing, then it does not belong in our society at all. And to get to that point, I have to be willing to forgive what is wrong, rather than try to punish what is wrong. Because if I try to punish what is wrong, I'm now also going through the same process myself. I'm now believing in a wrathful self, as well as a wrathful God. And so I would need to correct that. So I believe the way to deal with the issue is to firstly ask myself, with anything that I read, is this concept loving? Would I want this to be done to me if I was in that situation? Remember, that was the guideline that I placed in the first century. The guideline I placed in the first century was this understanding that whatever I would like you to do to me is what I would do to you. Of course. Not whatever happens to me I'll do to you, but whatever I would like you to do. So if what happens to me is you attack me, well, what I would like for you to do is to not attack me. And if I would like that, then surely that's what I should do to you, not attack you in return. And this is something that is a very basic Christian principle that hardly any Christian religions follow. All right? And in fact, I believe